Hello everyone, welcome back to Benjamight Gaming for more Ace Attorney. Well, we brought the hammer of justice down upon Mr. White in that last episode. I was so happy about that. That dude was just a little too cocky for even me to get along with. He was so sure of himself. I mean, if you think about it, I feel like Miss May had a better story and better cover-up than Mr. White did. But I think it was a great way to show that he was so cocky and so sure of himself that he was not near as well prepared as he thought he was. Now, I originally thought that was like the end of the first game, but what I've learned is that's just part way through this game, that the whole trilogy is what makes up this story of Ace Attorney. So thankfully, I'm back for some more. We're gonna go right into that next chapter and find out what happens next. I also found it so cool that the whole Maya merge thing that occurred, that was like so cool. It was almost like a sad yet happy experience, the fact that we got to see her again, but the fact that she was like merged with her sister was a little weird. Not in a bad way, but it's like if you hit on one, are you now hitting on both? You know, either way, I loved it. I really enjoyed that last episode. I can't wait to see what's going to happen next. If by some chance this is your first time finding my channel, welcome. Hope you have an absolutely fantastic time. And if you do, it sure does help me out if you think about smacking that subscribe button for me. All right, well, we left off with ourselves and Mia going to get a burger down the street, so let's see where this next chapter picks up. Ah, you have disgraced me for the last time, Steel Samurai. The pale moon in the sky. Something about blood. The moon? No, it is you who should gaze upon something, for it will be the last moon you ever see. What is this? See you in hell. Evil something or another. Whoa! Oh. The warrior's sword gleam and strike in the moonlight. One has fallen, but who? Only the moon knows. Don't miss next week's exciting episode. The Dark Messenger returns. Oh, so it's like a TV show. October 14th. Oh, so it's been about a month because September 9th, I think, was where we were at before. And look at that. It's Wright & Co. Very cool. Welcome back, everybody. I'm super excited to get some more of this. Hope you're doing fantastic. This one was titled something about the Moonlight Samurai, or no, the turnabout samurai, something along that line. So yeah, who knows what this is going to be like. That was definitely a very different start. That rocked. See you in hell, evil magistrate. Whoa, stop waving that broom around. Oh, Nick, I didn't know you were here. Of course I'm here. What was that surreal show you were watching? What? Nick, you mean you don't know the Steel Samurai? That looks awesome. He's only the most popular TV hero for young people. Young? Like, how young? 10 years old? Then what the heck are you doing all excited? Hey, I'm only 17. That's 17. See, I'm a teen, not like you, Nick. Hey, don't talk to me like I'm your grandpa or something. I'm only 24. Then watch it with me. He's really cool, and it's really popular. When they asked grade school kids what they wanted to be, Steel Samurai was #1. You know, that is kind of cool. I really worry about kids these days. Gramps. Well, the Steel Samurai's over. I guess it's time to close up the office. I guess. Wish we had some clients. Got a feeling we're about to get one. A month has passed since my trial. Mia's murder was the talk of the town for some time, but no one paid any attention to the Wright & Co. law offices. How am I going to pay the rent this month? It'll be okay. I'm sure some big client is just around the corner. October 16th. Phoenix Wright's bedroom. We're not going to get a client in the bedroom, are we? Bring. Beep. Hello? This is Phoenix. Nick? Maya? What? It's still early. It's the Steel Samurai. The Steel Samurai got arrested. Huh? You mean the guy on that show? Yes! They're saying that Steel Samurai killed a villain. Isn't that what he's supposed to do? right? Yeah, on TV. Yeah, on TV. No, I mean, he actually did it in real life. He skewered a villain with his samurai spear. I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. Just come to the office. Quick. Please, Nick. That's funny. All right, next morning. Actually, I guess it's the same morning, just later. May is here watching television. Now for the morning news. The actor Will Powers was arrested yesterday. Powers plays the lead role in the popular kids show, The Steel Samurai, Warrior of Neo Old Tokyo. He was arrested on suspicion of murder. The victim was Jack Hammer, who plays the villain known as the Evil Magistrate. His body was found still inside the Evil Magistrate costume. Ooh. The samurai spear was also found stuck through the body. Police believe this was the murder weapon and are investigating further. Oh, she looks so sad. This has to be a joke. No, no, no. It's a nightmare. The Steel Samurai is over. The world is over. Bring. Oh, that's her phone. Yes, Wright & Co. offices. What? Nick, it's the Steel Samurai. What? Yes, of course. We'll be right there. Oh, she's really gonna freak. Let's go, Nick. Go? Go where? They had the Steel Samurai down in detention. So what? So I decided this will be our first case. I can examine her. Let's try talking. What do we got to even present? Oh, just our badge. Okay. What to do? Well, what should we do? What should we do? How can you just sit there like that? We have to get down to the detention center and meet the Steel Samurai. Does she want to investigate this case or just do some sightseeing? I wonder. My money's on sightseeing. Any ideas? We don't have enough information to make a case yet. Just admit it, you don't have a clue what happened. No, we just don't have enough information. She looks so ticked. Examine. I guess we can check out our room. My guess is there's a horrendous amount of... This is probably all going to say the same stuff, right? Yeah. I don't see anything new here, so I'm not going to worry about that right now. Okay, I guess we're going to move. Detention center. All right, same day. Visitor's room. Dude. What's wrong, Maya? It's him in the flesh. Is that guy really him? What do you mean, that guy? Of course it's him. Will Powers, our client. That's him. Maybe I shouldn't be saying this, but he definitely did it. Murder! At least once, maybe twice. What? Whoa, what are you saying? Yes? Something wrong? No. This is getting off to a great start. I know. You're disappointed, aren't you? Disappointed? Oh, no. No, it's okay. This is the real me. When I got the part of the Steel Samurai with that mask, I decided I would never show my face in public until the job was over. It's the kids, you know. I didn't want to wreck their dreams. Oh. I guess it didn't matter. He does look kind of beastly, doesn't he? So much for dreams. I wonder what they think of the Steel Samurai now. Sniff. Nick, what? He's a good guy. I mean, he's good. Yeah? He didn't do it. Look at the look. She's starstruck again all of a sudden. Okay. Talk. What happened? Maybe you could start by telling us what happened. Yes, of course. It seems like it was only yesterday. Actually, it was only yesterday. The cast had come down to Global Studios for a run-through. We went through a few action sequences at 10 that morning. There was a rehearsal scheduled for 5 in the afternoon. But when 5 came around, and the staff gathered at the studio, the evil magistrate was found lying in a crumpled heap near the set. Oh my goodness, look at that hole! Youch! They took off his mask and discovered that it was Jack Hammer, dead. He had been expertly skewered with the samurai spear. The samurai spear? Yes, it's a long spear that the steel samurai uses as a weapon. The steel samurai. Maybe you could explain to me just what the steel samurai is. Nick, how could you say such a thing? I'm sorry, sir. I apologize for my partner. He's new to this and a bit out of touch with the world. Hey, who's new to this? No, it's all right, really. The Steel Samurai is the lead character in a popular kids show. He walks the streets of Neo-Old Tokyo, fighting battle after battle against the evil magistrate and his minions. Of course, he never really defeats the evil magistrate. Although, I guess he did defeat him this time. Sniff. I see. Neo-Old Tokyo. Who comes up with these names? Alright. Powers Alibi. Now, where were you on the day of the murder? Well, that morning I came to the studios at 9. Oh, there they are. Who's that? We worked through some action scenes until noon. Rehearsal was to begin at 5, but I was a little tired. So after lunch, I took a nap in my dressing room. When I woke up, it was after 5. I was late for the rehearsal. I hurried to the studio and found everyone looking shocked. They arrested me on the spot and brought me here. So he was sleeping the entire afternoon of the murder? Some action hero. What will the kids think? Sniff. I think I should probably check out the scene of the murder. Right. Global Studios. I'll draw you a map. Wow, Nick, let's go. I'm willing to bet $10 she asked for autographs. Okay, back. I'm assuming there's gonna let me examine the room. Yeah, there's nothing to do here either. Okay, so move to the studio. Okay, still the same day. It's the main gate. Wow, so this is where they make the Steel Samurai show. Awesome. Aren't you excited? Hey, you there. I love that her name is Old Bag. She looks old and grouchy, don't she? She also looks kind of like the lady I saw freaking out in the background, that flashback. You want in, you gotta go through me. Sorry. We were, lawyers. Oh yeah, well that's great. I'm security. And it's my job to make sure that gawkers like you stay out. Gawkers? Gawkers, sightseers, tourists. I know the type. You heard of the incident and came to snoop around. Youth today. Something horrible happens and all you want to do is... Hippie clothes. I have no idea what she was saying there. Nick? Will I grow up to be like her? Please say no. I don't know. It's possible. Hey! Listen when you're being spoken to. Youth today. Okay. What would be really funny is if there was actually a tidbit of information in that fast text that was like helpful. I'm gonna look at it more carefully during editing, but there was no way I was gonna be able to keep up with any of that. Okay, let's see if we can examine, maybe see what the place looks like here. The main entrance to the studio. There was a big scene here yesterday with onlookers pressing up against the gate. Looks like a studio van. They probably use it to carry around film equipment. Okay. Somebody climbing the tree to get over. Like you go up the tree, hop on the van, hop over the wall. I could see that. An overhead map of the studio. Right from here is the employee area. To the left are the actual film studios. Okay. The computer that runs the studio security cameras. Hey, no touching. Oh man, she looked intense. The security guard station. That security lady must like junk food. There's a mountain of it on the desk in here. She looks awfully skinny for somebody who eats a ton of junk food. I can see the computer that runs the security cameras. Yeah, this isn't a very secure setup. If somebody can just walk right up here and see exactly where the cameras are at and everything because of that, that doesn't seem smart to me. Okay, let's talk. The studios. So, what do you do here at the studios? At Global Studios, we make children's dreams come true. In fact, in my younger days... No, you were a star? Only a little twinkle between the stars here, I'm afraid, dearie. Wow! This place has really gone downhill, you know? But 10 years ago, now that was a studio of dreams. Hammer was a big star back then, too. He was. Hammer? The victim, dummy. The evil magistrate? He's been reduced to playing villains now. Not exactly the best material to work with. Will Powers. Can you tell me about Mr. Will Powers? He's not a bad kid, but don't be fooled by his mask. You wouldn't want him on the silver screen without it, believe me. Little old ladies watching would lose their lunch. That's probably why he thought that the Steel Samurai was his big chance. No one thought he was capable of doing what he did to poor Jack Hammer. We don't know for certain that Will Powers is guilty. Powers? Of course he's guilty. How do I know? I know everything. That's my job. Reason for suspicion. We'll go to this one next. Why are you so certain Mr. Powers is the killer? I was standing right here yesterday. I was here from 1 in the afternoon to 5 when they found the body. Now the studio where the murder took place is to the left here. So if you want to go to the studio, you have to pass by me. Only one person went by here between 1 and 2:30 when the murder took place. And that person was Mr. Powers. Yes, I saw him. But Mr. Powers says he was sleeping in his dressing room. Oh, I'm sure he would say that. He's no fool. But he was the only one that walked by. He's the killer. You can bet your biscuits on it. Obviously, somebody like... You could dress up to look like that guy, and if somebody wasn't paying that much attention, they would probably just assume it's you. You know? Put on some big wacky hair, little chest hair, and all that kind of stuff, and she'd do a quick glance, think it was him, and just let him right on through, you know? Mr. Hammer. What kind of person was Jack Hammer? What kind of person? Oh, if you only knew. Jack Hammer will live on in many hearts as the ultimate action hero. He was simply dashing in the Dynamite Samurai series. Should I have heard of that? But there was an accident during filming 5 years ago. He got an unlucky break after that, reduced to playing the villain on a children's program. What's more, I heard they were paying him peanuts. It's enough to make you cry. Isn't it about time you be heading home? There's nothing to see here. Move along. Actually, we're here at Mr. Powers' request. I thought you were suspicious looking. Show me a letter of request, and maybe I'll just let you in. This lady here thinks she owns this place, obviously. Oh, he said he was going to draw me a map, but apparently he didn't. Okay, I guess we got to go back and get a letter. Hello! How is the studio? They all think I did it, don't they? No, not all. Isn't that right, Nick? Right, not all. At worst, you're a suspect. Snip. Okay, talk. Security lady. About the security guard at the main gate of the studio. Oh, the security lady? She's terrible. She called me suspicious looking. Yes, actually, she said the same to me before. Take off that mask were her words, I believe. She sucks up to all the bigwigs at the studio. But let her see you stumble once and she'll never let up on you. Grr, she's got some nerve. Do you think you could write up a letter formally requesting my representation? Of course. There we go. Powers' request for an attorney. I just hope this will get me past that security lady. Okay, and there was one other thing, your alibi. Mr. Powers, you aren't hiding anything from me, are you? What? No, I never do that. Earlier you said you were sleeping in your dressing room after lunch. Yes, like a baby. But the security lady says she saw you that day. She says she saw you heading towards the scene of the crime. What? That's not possible. I really don't know what to say. I was sleeping, I promise. Mr. Powers, if you want me to help you, you have to tell me the truth. I'm new to this lawyer business, and I need every advantage I can get. I know, I'm sorry, sniff. But I swear to you on my mama's grave, I was sleeping. Maybe the security lady only thought she saw me. What did she see? He doesn't seem to be lying, unless she could be straight up lying. I mean, that's possible. She's got the cameras. Why can't we look at that and see him walk by? All right. We are traveling back to the studio. Shove this document right in her face. Boom. Ma'am, have a look at this. It's a letter of request from Mr. Powers. Yes, I recognize the bold, childish scrawl. Powers' request given to the security lady. To think he would entrust his fate to youth of such unreliable appearance. Really? Really? Anyways, you may pass. But only left from here towards the studios. No going to the right. That's the employee area. No one allowed inside, pal, were my instructions. The good detective told me himself. Oh no, is Gumshoe here? Hey, Nick. Huh? There were maps in the security guard station. Look at that. Hey, not bad. Those are 50 cents a piece, thank you. Well, time to go, Nick. 50 cents! Guide map of Global Studio added to the court record. No one would believe. Oh, yeah, here we go. Guide map. Let's take a look. Okay, so we're at the main gate right here. This is the employee area. Studio 1, Studio 2. Okay, we're going to find our way over here at some point, aren't we? Alrighty. Is there anything new here? I didn't think there would be. Move outside Studio 1. Oh, welcome. Somebody knocked the head off a tree fell over. Knock that off, and we got a camera right here. All right, good to know. Hey, aren't you that murderer from the other day? Ah! It's that confused detective. Hey, pal, you know Prosecutor Edgeworth is all upset, and it's your fault. I saw him sipping tea and staring gloomily out the window. So? Hey, if he's depressed, it's all your fault for doing sloppy detective work. This girl is fierce, man. No comment. Still no comment. Still no comment. Nothing to say. He's shocked. Detective? I think you hurt his feelings. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Well, I think his feelings are easily hurt. You're right, pal. It's all my fault. I can blame other people all I want, but I know the truth in my heart. Hey, don't take it so hard. There's always the next case. Yeah, I suppose you're right. Hey, what exactly are you two doing here? Well, we're on this case too, pal. Hey, you can't just go around saying pal like that. That's my endearing character trait. I'd say he's a character, all right. Fun music? Okay, let's examine first. Let's see what's to be said here. The studio mascot. I guess it's a monkey of some kind. What kind of monkey has a nose like that? He's holding a sign in his hand. Right? Studio 1, left, Studio 2. What's up with that thing? It looks kind of busted. Oh, the wind was pretty strong yesterday, and the head broke off. It took that tree down with it too. Oh, so it broke the tree. Wow. I guess that makes a little more sense, but I guess the tree would have had to been like right there. I don't know. Got a bench here. I'm a little bushed. Maybe I'll take a short rest here. Hey, good idea, pal. Detective, aren't you on the case? Well, yeah, but Hey, us detectives get tired of standing around too, pal. That's funny. Hey, there's a camera here. That's the security camera. It takes photos of people going to the studio. All you have to do is look at the data and you can see who went there. There's a number plate on the camera, ST1307. That must be the camera ID number. Okay, good to know. There's a big welcome sign above the path. Yeah, apparently the studio's fallen on tough times. They've started letting people in on days they aren't filming. They make a bit of extra money by charging for admission. Ooh, means people can get in there and stay in there if they're not caught, that sort of thing. Huh, you sure know a lot about this place, detective. You know, you could always quit being a detective and work here. Yeah, and what perfect timing with the studio mascot down for the count. Huh? Just what's that supposed to mean, pal? That's funny. The entrance to Studio 1. This is the studio where they found Jack Hammer's body. Let's go in and check it out, Nick. Hey, it's locked. Looks like you need a card key to get in. It makes sense since they would want to keep the non-employees out. Okay. Detective Gumshoe, what's down the path to the left? It looks like a tree fell down over the path. Oh yeah, that way's kind of dangerous. You should stay out, pal. There's nothing down there anyways. That's where Studio 2 used to be, they tell me. They don't use it now, though. Interesting. Okay, I think we've kind of looked at all the available stuff here. Time to talk. The investigation. So, how's your investigation going, detective? Well, hey, I can't tell you that, pal. Nick, maybe you need to be a little more indirect with your questions. Right. So, detective, mind if I take a look at what you got? What I got? The autopsy report. The latest version, if you please. Yeah, we want the latest. Right. Sorry about what happened last time, pal. Okay, time of death, 10:15 at 2:30. Pierced through the chest with a spear. Reason for arrest. Why was Mr. Powers arrested? Simple, pal. The murder took place right over there in Studio 1. Now, the victim entered Studio 1 at approximately 1 p.m. At that time, there was no one other than the victim in the studio. According to the autopsy report, the time of death was 2:30. Only one person went to the studio between 1 and 2:30. Like, do they have anything showing that he left? Because he arrived late. If they found the body at 5 and he arrived late, how did he get out of here? They're saying that they saw him go in, but nobody said that they saw him leave or what time he left. You know what I mean? Loophole. And that person was none other than Will Powers. No one else, pal. If you think I'm lying, ask the security lady at the main gate. Nick, if that's true, anyone would think that Powers did it with that kind of evidence. Thanks for cheering me up. The security lady. About the security lady. Oh, that sweet old lady? What a charmer. Huh? Are we talking about the same person? When I showed her my badge, she gave me a donut and some coffee. Remember what Powers said? She's a sucker for authority. She even gave me a piece of valuable evidence. What? Let's talk about that evidence, shall we? What kind of evidence? Well, that, photo. The photo of the Steel Samurai heading towards the scene of the crime. What? Who took that? See the camera up there on that gate, pal? That gate? You mean the one with the welcome sign? Yeah. Whenever someone walks by, the camera automatically snaps a photo of them. Oh, no. Nick, he has evidence. We're finished. Funny, for someone with hard proof, he doesn't look too happy. What's wrong, pal? You seem down. Don't look so happy when you say that. Oh, We'd like to ask the employees here some questions. Sure thing, pal. Go wherever you like. Of course, you're not going to find any clues I haven't already found. I'm glad someone around here seems to be enjoying themselves. Nick, let's go. We've got a free pass to the place. Now's our chance to check things out. Okay. Well, it says we can move to the main gate. Oh, maybe I can click on... maybe if I click this now. Entrance Studio 1. The studio where they found... Yep. Let's go ahead and check things out. It's locked. Okay. Maybe we have to go back. Did we get something? Nope. All right, let's go back to the front gate. Nick, look! That security lady is in the guard station stuffing her face with donuts. I guess all cops like their donuts. Yeah, and they're soft enough she doesn't need teeth to chew them. Hey, you! Well, are you satisfied Powers is guilty yet? Urk! She had to make my life harder by giving that photo to Detective Gumshoe. Okay, talk. Photographic proof. Why didn't you tell us about the security photo, ma'am? Oh, that? I just thought it would be more thrilling to talk with the detective himself. These things are important, you know. Oh, just to the left from here is the gate with the camera that took that photo. It's my job to check the photos every day, you see. Okay, a reason, Mr. White, automatic, I feel like we had this one already, but let's click it, see if there's anything new. Guard station is in a central position. No matter where you go here, you pass by my station first. Now, poor Hammer, he went to the studio just about 2:30. The only one I see go through, okay, yeah, she is saying the same stuff here. If he's not the one that did it, I don't know who is. Maybe it was you. Good one, Sonny. She thinks I was joking. Yeah, no, she's definitely on my list of suspects. Was the victim, Mr. Hammer, a popular actor? Oh, he was the biggest star in the studio. Was? Past tense? Oh, yes. He was great as the bearded samurai. That too, yes. He shone the brightest back in the day. Making a star like him play the evil magistrate? It's a disgrace, I tell ya. Hammer took it pretty hard, and who can blame him? Automatic camera. About the security camera. Oh yes, the camera. It's automatic. It can tell when somebody walks through that gate, see? Then it snaps a photo. Like look at all this room, you could just like hop up and around this thing. It's so obvious it's there. I love that. Then it snaps a photo. Apparently, it records the time when it takes the picture too. But I don't bother myself with those details. Oh my goodness. I just view all the photos on the computer over in the security guard station. I check them every day before going home, I do. Okay, can we go look at that? What happens if I click this now? Run security cameras. Hey, no touching. Okay, well, she ain't gonna let that happen. Move. Okay, we can get to the employee area now, it looks like. I don't see any reason to go to these other places, so let's try this. Ooh. It's like a... Oh, it is outside. I was like, it looks like a break room, but I guess it's outside. Nick! This is where they do all the behind-the-scenes stuff. Hey, look, there's Powers' dressing room. No one's here this soon after the murder, I guess. Let's take a look around. Okay, examine. Door first. The door to the dressing room. It's not locked. Hey, Nick, let's take a look inside. Maybe we can find something as a souvenir. What do you mean, find? You never know. There might be something like the samurai spear. We don't need a spear. And that's the murder weapon, for crying out loud. There's a sign by the dressing room door. Look how it's just taped up there. I wonder what's behind it. That looks like it might be just stuck there real quick to cover something up. Will Powers, it must be neat to be the star and have your own room like this. No clues here. Let's see. Cola, candy, chips, gum. It's so normal. I was expecting some cool themed snacks or something. Popcorn, at least. Well, wait, look, samurai soda. Nick, try this. Ladies first. I want to try one. Could go for samurai soda. Anything? What's this? The remains of yesterday's lunch are scattered around. Everyone was probably too shocked to clean up. There's a T-bone on one of the plates, minus the steak. Oh my goodness. T-bone with a soda pop out of a can? That's quite a combination. T-bone steak? That would have hit the spot. You just had a burger. Yeah, but I have a second stomach just for steaks. What? Don't we all? Okay, we got a door here. That must be the storage room. That's where they keep all the film equipment. Wow, Nick, you know a lot about the industry. What else would they keep in the film studio? Right? Okay, wow, we didn't really learn anything through here, did we? Slide. Oh, here we go. There's more. I got a forklift bike. Looks like one of those electric-powered bicycles. I don't know about these. I mean, what's the point? It makes it a lot easier to go uphill. Don't people cycle to get exercise? Right? Ooh, look, this is open. We'll click that last. There's a half-finished backdrop for a stage here. Looks like a castle. Probably Neo-Old Tokyo castle. The grate that used to cover the drain is a little bent. I don't think it would fit if I tried to put it back on. The metal grate on the drain here has been taken off. That's a pretty big drain. A kid could fit through there, I bet. Yeah, if you snuck in that way, you wouldn't have to pay at the gate. Well, if you want to leave that way, be my guest. Right. Huh. Hey, I'm not a kid. That's funny. She's a teen. So that's outside, huh? So that's where whoever it was got in without being spotted by the camera, I guess. Or at least got in without being spotted by the lady. Okay. Well, I guess that's everything here. I'm not seeing anything else to click on. Move. Oh, okay. We can go in the dressing room now. See if we can find a souvenir. Power's dressing room. So this is where he was sleeping. Or at least this is where he claims he was sleeping. No one actually saw him taking a nap here, did they? Right. And there's a picture of him near the crime scene. I hope he's telling the truth. For his sake. Okay. No slide on this one, so that's good to know. There's a vast array of cosmetics here. Oh, this is the wig you use in Samurai Boogie Woogie. Nick, try this on. No. And how can you tell the name of a show just by looking at the wig? I, kind of like samurai movies. Kinda? Don't we all like samurai movies? They always have mirrors like this in the dressing rooms. I see my hair is still nice and spiky, just how I like it. That's right. This must be Power's bag. Hey, don't open that. Look, an employee card key. That must be Power's. It says Studio One. Let's take it, Nick. Borrow it. You mean borrow? That's right. She's so fun. There's a bunch of snacks on the table. They must give these to the employees. Some tea and cookies. Nick, I'm hungry. You just had a burger. Yeah, but I have a separate stomach for sweets. How many stomachs does this girl have? Uh-oh. She gonna eat something? We're gonna find out he was drugged. There's some regular suits in among the costumes here. Those must be his own clothes. It'd be fun to wear one of the costumes. I'd say you were already wearing one myself. Burn. Looks like someone was sleeping here. Maybe Powers did take a nap here yesterday. It's locked. Looks like he doesn't open his windows much. I guess it is kind of dusty outside. Okay, we got the curtains, lights, snacks. Okay, I think we got everything, including the card. Which means now Go back to Studio 1. I guess we go main gate first. Just passing by. Oh. Can I move from here to... Nope. See if he's got anything new. Nope, nothing new. So maybe now I go to examine and click that. Enter Studio 1. This is the studio where they found Jack. Yep. Let's go in and check it out, Nick. I wonder if this card key we borrowed from the dressing room will work. Beep. It opened. All right, we're in. She's way too happy for someone visiting a crime scene. See you, buddy. Studio 1. Oh, look at this, actually outlined with the tape or the chalk. Uh-oh. What is it? You're real quiet all of a sudden. Doesn't it give you the shivers, Nick? That white tape, it's so real. Well, the evil magistrate did die here. And the steel samurai killed him. The murder weapon was the samurai spear. Sounds pretty real to me. Okay. Time to examine. We'll start with this. Looks like the backdrop for a stage. This must be used in the Steel Samurai show. Of course, that's the mountain, Neo Fujiyama. Doesn't the Steel Samurai take place in Ode, Tokyo? Can you even see Mount Fuji from there? Not Ode, Tokyo, Nick. Neo Ode, Tokyo. Oh, right. That's funny. Lights. Wow, look at that camera. That must cost a ton. Yeah, so don't touch it. Whoa, it's heavier than I thought. Hey, you, no touching that. Sorry, my partner is kinda, you know. You know? No, I don't know. Who are you? Who, me? I'm an assistant here. I help with props and stuff, moving them around, ordering new ones, etc. We're lawyers representing Mr. Will Powers. Oh, you're WP's people. WP? Oh, Will Powers. WP, I get it. I don't envy you guys one bit, but do what you can for WP, okay? He'd never hurt a fly. He has to be innocent. Don't worry, leave it to us. I'm gonna finish my exam before I start chatting with her. Got a ladder, not a very tall one. Look, a ladder. That's a step ladder. So, what's the difference? You need to stop judging things based on narrow-minded cultural assumptions, Nick. Right. Sorry. This girl is out there. Okay. Hey, look. That's the chair the director sits in. I've always wanted to sit in one of these. Hey, Nick. Take a look at that. One of those black and white boards they clap at the start of the film. And look. A megaphone, a real live megaphone. Ready, Nick? Action! This girl is more troubled than I thought. She is pumped, isn't she? They outlined where Jack Hammer's body lay with tape. His body was found still inside the evil magistrate costume. I guess that's why the head part looked like a helmet. You know, that's another thing. I'm trying to remember when we had the flashback and then they were practicing. Were they in costume or out of costume when they were practicing? I can't remember, because if they were out of costume and they got done at noon, I think it was, when did he put his costume on? Because they weren't supposed to start their rehearsal, or they weren't supposed to start recording until 5 o'clock. So to put it on by 2:30, that's 2.5 hours ahead of time. Now, granted, I know some costumes can take a long time to put on, but that's another thing I was thinking about. It's like, well, maybe they keep pointing out the fact that he was found in the costume. He was found in the costume. And the fact they keep bringing that up makes me think it's significant in some way. It's the only reason I'm mentioning it. Funny, I feared a spear stabbing would leave at least a few bloodstains. I guess the costume must have absorbed most of it. That is kind of interesting. Okay, we can talk to her now. The day of the crime. Could you tell me anything about the day of the murder? Yes, it was in the studio the whole day. I was the only assistant on staff that day, you see. Only one assistant? Yes, well, the studio isn't doing so well right now. And yesterday was only rehearsal for our action sequences. Oh, I see. They're not in costume. Look at that. In the morning, we went through the action sequences in the employee area. So they weren't even rehearsing here? WP and Hammer were there, along with everyone else. The employee area, that's where Power's dressing room is, right? Yes, that's the place. After eating lunch there, Mr. Hammer went to Studio 1. Looks like they both had steak. Then I saw WP go into his dressing room. But I didn't see either of them after that. Will Powers. Did you know that Mr. Powers was sleeping in his room? No, I wouldn't go in there unless I had some urgent message for him. I mean, it's his private... what kind of a girl do you think I am? What kind? What kind? No, I'm sure you're a fine girl. Sorry. Now, urgent message... Why didn't she run to get him because he was late? He hadn't woke up yet. So much for getting a confirmation of Power's alibi. What do we do, Nick? We haven't found anything. If WP was the only one who came to the studio, then he has to be the killer. They even have a photograph. Sorry, I know you're busy. Not really. Actually, there's been something bothering me. Aha! That's what I'm talking about. A clue. A lead. Well, I don't know about that, but that day, just after noon, I sensed someone was here. You sensed? Yes, several times. Some other studio employees, maybe. No, I don't think so. The only thing we had scheduled was an action scene run through. I was the only assistant here that day. I have a feeling it was someone from outside. Really? Probably crawled through that grate. But wait, if someone had to come in here, wouldn't that security lady have noticed them? Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry, I don't have any better information than that. No, thanks. That helps us a lot. Anything helps. Let's go put that security lady on the spot. Sensing someone. So you sense that someone other than the regular film crew was in the studio? Yes, I think. I think doesn't cut it in a witness testimony. Nick, what about that security lady? If someone else came into the studio, she must have seen them. Okay. We'll go back and talk to her some more. I do wish I could kind of like just jump all the way back and not have to do it in steps. That's all right. Main gate. Here we go. Main gate. What? You're still here? Really? You look as though you've seen a ghost. Talk. Assistant's claim. What? I saw that suspicious look on your face. I wanted to ask you again about yesterday. You came here at 1 p.m., correct? And the estimated time of Hammer's death was 2:30. Are you sure that Powers was the only one to go through here between those times? Sure as can be. But we have a witness who thinks there was someone from the outside here that day. What? Are you absolutely sure you were here watching the whole time? Uh-oh. Ma'am? Who was it? Who told you that? Who dares question me? Eek. All right, you better tell me and tell me quick, you spiky-haired cretin. Someone's been complaining about the work I do, eh? We're just talking to the assistant in Studio 1. Her? She's not even a full-time employee. All you youngins are like that nowadays, running your mouths, tomorrow saying this and that and the other things, and new a thing and two about back, blah, blah, shim, blah, 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 blah. Gah! I tried to keep up. I couldn't do it. She left. Well, Nick, this is our chance to do what we can without her looking over our shoulders. Yeah, let's go look at that. Right there. The computer that runs the studio cameras. Nick, maybe we can see the photo of Powers with this computer. Yeah, maybe. Should I try the computer? Yes. Okay, let's give it a try. You know how to work these things, Nick? Looks like I just have to enter a few numbers. Let's see. First, I need the date of the murder. It looks like the camera turned on at 1 p.m. that day. 1. That is when the security lady arrived at the guard station. Please enter the number of the security camera. Oh. Can I... What's it? Oh, my... I want to say it was 370. I doubt I got anything here. My goodness. I'm almost certain it was the top. I think it was one of these because I thought it started with a 3. I'm trying the bottom one. There. Entered. Nothing happened. Huh. Maybe I got the number wrong. Maybe we should go look at that camera again. Okay, so it wasn't that one. Okay, click through you. Try it. Watch it turn out to be the one. I was like, I don't think it's that one. It looks like, yeah, okay, we'll skip past all this. 3 or 7. There, entered. Hey, it printed out the date for that day. Data for that day. Let's see what we got. Okay. Interesting. Not looking at the camera. Of course, he would have known if it was, you know, Will Powers. He would have known the camera was there. Huh. How is this picture of Will Powers? Well, he is the one who always wears that suit. I guess that's why the security lady thought it was him. I don't imagine the detective would be very happy with this photo as evidence. Something's printed on the back. Huh. October 15th, 2 p.m. photo number 2. What does that mean? Maybe there's more photo data from that day. Nope, that's the only one in the computer. Photo number 2. So there was a photo deleted? Oh. Hey, Nick. Can't we use this photo as evidence for the trial? Yeah. We'll put that security lady in her place with this. Right, we'll put her in her place. Hey, that's what I said. Anyways, let's show her this photo and see what she says. Wait, let's not. Why not? It's never a good idea to reveal your hand to the enemy too soon. Nick, you're craftier than I give you credit for. Why, you could be the next evil magistrate. Hey, why do I have to be the villain? Relax, it was just a joke. So, are we done for today? I think this photo is what we needed for the trial. Still, it'd be better if we had some kind of idea who the real killer was. Maybe it really is that security lady. Maybe it really... Oh, they think it's the security lady in that outfit? I mean, I guess that's possible. Obviously, the pants are really long on that. Do you see that? They were like dragging across the floor. So clearly it's not him in there because it would fit right. Here we go. I don't think this is going to be a really long court session because we don't have much evidence to work with unless whoever the prosecutor shows up with has more to contribute. But we don't have a lot to work with at the moment. Look who it is. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Very well. Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement, please. The prosecution will show the court that at 2:30 p.m. on October 15th, the defendant, Mr. Will Powers, killed fellow actor Jack Hammer in Studio 1 of the Global Studios. It is impossible for anyone else to have committed this heinous crime. The evidence presented during the trial will all point to this fact. I see. Very well, I would like to move on to some testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, the prosecution may call its first witness. Very well, I call a most familiar face, Detective Gumshoe, to the stand. He always looks so nervous. Detective, if you would briefly describe this case to the court. Yes, sir. I'll explain with the guide map here. To understand this case, it's important to grasp the layout of the studio, see? This here is the employee area. There's the dressing room. So the grate where they would have been able to come in would have been this area right over here. Because we slid over, or maybe it was down here. Let's see, which way were we? We were facing this way, dressing room over. Yeah, so it would have had to been over here. The actors did a run-through of their action scenes during the morning here. This is the main gate to the studio. The security lady that works at the studio was here at 1 p.m. on that day. Past the security station, there is a gate, see? Past that are the studios. And here it is, Studio 1. This is the scene of the murder where the body was found. Now, on the day of the murder, October 15th, there were only 3 people here. The victim, Jack Hammer, the defendant, Will Powers, and the young woman, the production assistant. All the production staff were in the employee area until noon. Then after lunch, the victim, Jack Hammer, went to the studio. I like how they're like animating it. Right after that, at 1 p.m., the security lady got to the guard station. Now, jump ahead to later that day, 5 p.m., the production staff came to Studio 1 to perform a rehearsal. Needless to say, the rehearsal was canceled. The time of death was 2:30. The samurai spear found lodged in the victim's chest was the murder weapon. That's the case in brief. Anyone like to hear that again? Should I listen to the whole thing again? I don't think we need to. Skip. I think I could probably remember that. So the murder weapon was a spear. How medieval. Ah, we got something new here. Found stuck in the chest. Your Honor, this case is quite simple if you ask one question. And that question is, what did the security lady at the guard station see? Understood. Let's call the security officer to the stand. Well, we've already seen what she's like when she freaks out. Will the witness declare her name? What? She's performing. This is her chance to perform. Oh my gosh. I bet that's what she's going for. She's living her glory days. My, aren't you a handsome fella? I'm afraid I'm a bit flustered. Your name, please. I love this look. Oh, dearie, no need for you to be embarrassed. Just call me Grandma. Your name. Nice to see Edgeworth is the one that's uncomfortable at the moment. Seems Edgeworth has a bit of a trouble getting his witness to say their name. Wendy Oldbag, dearie. So just call me Oh, dearie, still how children believe it, but there's a boy, junior high, he called me Oldbag. He's objecting his own witness. Oh. Objection sustained. The witness will refrain from rambling on the stand. I was just getting to the good part, dearie. Perhaps we can get to the testimony? Now, the witness was stationed at the main gate on the day of the murder, correct? Yes-y, I was. And to get to the scene of the murder, someone would have to pass by you. You know your stuff, dearie. She's hitting on everybody. You may begin your testimony. She sure is one heck of an old bag. Witness account. On the day of the murder, I arrived at the guard station at 1 p.m. Poor old Hammer and the rest had been doing a run through there since the morning. I had some errands to run that morning. Anyways, it was 1 when I got to the guard shack. Do you think she's small enough to squeeze through the grate? But see, she would have known, well, she would have wanted the camera to see her. Because that was her alibi or proof that he did it if she was trying to set him up. You know, she clearly loves the other actor more. I wonder if she was trying to get him kicked off so that the guy that she likes can now become the hero samurai, not the villain samurai. I could almost see it where like she was in love with him, he didn't know it, and then she tried to help him out, and then when he found out, she's like, well, I gotta kill him. You know, I could see that being a thing. I was at the main gate from then until 5. Now, the murder happened at 2:30, right? Interesting to me because a certain man walked right by me at 2 p.m. It was Powers, that man right there, and he was headed towards the studio. You saw the defendant then? Very well. Let's begin the cross-examination. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. Witness account. Okay, on the day of the murder, I arrived at the guard station at 1. I guess we'll hit press just see if we can learn some more, but I think I know where I'm going to be objecting on this one. So up until that time, anyone who wanted to could walk into the studio? Well, there wasn't a security guard at the gate, no. But the main gate was locked, dearie. You'd need an employee card key to get in. Right, the card key that I have. So, what she's saying is no one who wasn't supposed to be there could get in. Was there anyone at the studios when you arrived at the guard station? Poor old Hammer and the rest had been doing a run-through there since in the morning. Part of me wonders, like, how did she know this if she didn't get there till 1? Unless it was just somebody told her, that sort of thing. A run-through? They were working out a scene between the Steel Samurai and the evil magistrate. They got the basics figured out by noon, and were to use the afternoon for practice. Rehearsal was supposed to start at 5. That's why poor old Hammer went to the Studio 1 in the afternoon. So Powers was in his dressing room sleeping, when he was supposed to be practicing. Talk about a laid-back hero. If there was a run-through in the morning, why did you only get there after noon? I had some errands to run that morning. What kind of errands? Oh, well, you know. Answer the question. Actually, I was watching poor Hammer and Powers, observing, you know. Observing? Weren't you supposed to be at the guard station? Whippersnapper, I told you I locked the gate, didn't I? I did my job. I'm not sure your boss would see it that way. Anyways, I always watch Hammer's run-throughs. Always. Never missed one in all my years. Wow, I want to see a Steel Samurai run-through too. You could quit being a spirit medium and take up guard duty. Not a bad idea. Anyways, it was 1 when I got to the guard station. Did you see the victim then? Did I see poor old Hammer? No. He'd already gone to the studio before I got back to the guard station. Tell us what happened next. I was at the main gate from then until 5. So you were watching there the whole time? No breaks, not even a second? Oh, of course. I am a professional, you know. Or are you criticizing how I do my job, Whippersnapper? No, it's just after seeing you eating those donuts in the guard station yesterday. I can watch the gate and eat donuts at the same time. Snipper Whapper. Snipper Whapper? Old Windbag is losing it, Nick. Why don't you raise an objection? So, the witness was on duty through the afternoon the whole time. Very well. What did you see? Now, the murder happened at 2:30, right? How did you know that? Oh, I have my ways. That overdressed young detective told me. I fed him some donuts and he talked and talked. If you ask me, the detective isn't cut out for his job. Poor Detective Gumshoe, getting ratted out by a security guard. Interesting to me because a certain man walked right by me at 2 p.m. 2? You're sure? Sure as spit. Well, who was that man? Really, you should try not to get so excited at your age. You might strain something. Now, don't get your skivvies in a bunch. I'll tell you who it was. It was Powers, that man right there, and he was headed towards the studio. Okay, we're gonna present the photo. Let me get this straight, old bag. Miss Old Bag. You've been saying since yesterday that you saw Mr. Powers, correct? But you're talking about the man in this photo, aren't you? Just a moment, Mr. Wright. Let me see that photo. What is this exactly? None other than the Steel Samurai, defender of Neo Ode Tokyo. Miss Old Bag. Is this the Mr. Powers that you saw? Of course. Didn't your mama teach you any sense, Sonny? Anyone can plainly see that's Powers, right? No, they can't. I wonder. True, Mr. Powers does play the role of the Steel Samurai. But that doesn't mean Mr. Powers is the Steel Samurai. Yikes! I know that. I wasn't born yesterday. No one in this court is accusing you of that, Miss Witness. He's having trouble calling her old bag, apparently. However, you do not have proof that the person in this photo is Mr. Will Powers, do you? Nosy old man. Of course I have proof. What? Huh? Even Edgeworth is surprised. The prosecution would like to ask the witness, please make known all the information in your possession ahead of time. How was I to know everyone would be so nosy? You should be ashamed, all of you. Anyways, I showed that photo to the young detective. He told me this isn't any good as evidence, pal. He didn't even give it a second look. Wow, old Windbag has left even Edgeworth speechless. She's good. Let's hear about your proof then. The man in the photo. I never say anything I don't mean, mind you. That morning, during the run-through of the action scene, I saw Powers trip and fall. He broke one of his props. It was a big mess. Apparently, he sprained his ankle pretty bad. Now, look at this picture. You can see he's dragging his leg. See? Clear as day. That's how I knew it was Powers. Happy? So he had sprained his ankle? Very well. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. She's got to be hiding something. I'll press her until she squeals. Okay, here we go. I still think dragging the pants is a big deal. I never say anything I don't mean, mind you. Whippersnapper! Hey, I haven't said anything yet. I'll have you know I'm not pointing fingers at anyone behind their backs. Everything I've said is on the straight and narrow. Up and up. Youth today, always whining. It's enough to make an old... Mr. Wright, please, for all our sakes, try not to upset the witness. I think Edgeworth has met his match. I like this. That morning, during the run-through of the action scene... Oh, whoops. I saw Powers trip and fall. I mean, obviously it's not... Okay, we can keep moving. He broke one of the props. It was a big mess. Let's find out what he broke. He broke a prop? Sure did. His own samurai spear. His samurai spear? The murder weapon? Luckily, I was there with my duct tape to fix it. This strikes me as a significant detail. I agree. I'd better write this down in the court record. A break in the shaft has been mended with duct tape. Okay. Apparently, he sprained his ankle. Was Mr. Powers' ankle badly sprained? Not so bad that he couldn't walk around. He went to his dressing room to rest up after lunch. Thus the nap. Anyways, I saw him dragging his foot when he walked. Dragging his foot? Okay. You can see he's dragging his leg. See? Clear as day. I was going to present the photo again here, but I'm curious to see what she says if I press. Are you absolutely sure? Let's take a look at the picture again. So he was walking strangely because he was injured. It does look like he was dragging his foot. See? And you didn't trust me, whippersnapper. That's how I knew it was Powers. Happy? Still, you can't look at this and say it's Mr. Powers. Yes, but only Mr. Powers would have been dragging his leg. He has a point. It does seem likely that this was Powers. There's got to be more to this. I'd better keep pressing her. That's how I knew it was Mr. Powers. Okay, I'm going back here. And let's present this. He's dragging one leg. Yeah. Oh, did I take damage? Your Honor, the statement contradicts this evidence. It does? I don't see anything contradictory. Huh? Really? Objection overruled. Try to think before. Aw. Whoops, that didn't go so well. He's dragging his leg. That's how I knew it was Powers. Oh, I already did this once. So you can't say, oh my goodness. Sorry about that, everybody. I forgot we'd already hit the press button on that one. He has a point. Okay, well, what are the odds that the one I accidentally skipped is the big deal? Trip and fall. That morning during... Okay, let's press that. Who was present at the run-through? Well, let's see. There was Powers, he's the Steel Samurai, then poor old Hammer, the evil magistrate, and me. And what exactly were you doing? Observing, just observing. What about the assistant? Oh, she was off moving backdrops around and such. So she didn't see the run-through then? I saw Powers trip and fall. Trip and fall. Yes, and to think he's supposed to be the Steel Samurai. What a laugh. Let's see if there's anything else in this picture that stands out. So Powers sprained his ankle. I helped make it better for him, of course. You helped make it better? I kissed it where it hurt. Let's just skip over that part, shall we? Where was the assistant then? Oh, her? She was cleaning up backdrops, I think. She didn't know about the Powers ankle. You may continue your testimony. Okay, he broke one of the props. That morning during the run-through, I never saw anything. Never say anything I don't mean. Okay, what do we got here? Time of death, pierced through the chest. There's the map. He's dragging one leg. See, I don't think he's dragging one leg. If anything, he's dragging both legs, but I don't know how to present that. The fact that it's not fitting right has to be an issue, right? I feel like it has to be. Pierced through the chest by the spear. That morning during the run through the action scene, I saw Powers trip and fall. He broke one of the props. It was a big mess. Apparently he sprained his ankle pretty bad. Oh. I think we've heard enough. Haven't we, Your Honor? Well, there is one thing that bothers me. Which is, where is this Steel Samurai costume now? Actually, well, we couldn't find it. We're looking, though. Anyway, that's not important. The witness did see the Steel Samurai, yes. And it is clear that the person in the Steel Samurai suit was Mr. Will Powers. I suppose that's right. Are you sure you're sure? Your Honor, wait and see what happens. Object. I don't know what I would say, though. Apparently you click through too many times and it just moves on. Wait and see what happens. I'm gonna say... Okay, one thing I've definitely picked up on is sometimes it's like, unless I'm just doing something wrong, and you guys can let me know in the comment section, but I feel like there are points where you are supposed to not have anything else you can do. And then it's what happens next is what then gives you something to go back with. Kind of like in the one where we had to flip the receipt over. At no point did it give me an option to flip it over, but I don't know if maybe I just didn't present it at a time when it would have flipped over. But I feel like from a story standpoint, I wasn't meant to figure that out until the step where Mia and Maya merged together. I'm wondering if this is another one of those situations where I should just click wait and see what happens next so that I'm going to maybe get something. Because if I object, I don't know what I would present. Other than the fact that not finding the suit is a big deal. I don't know what option it's going to give me. I'm going to hit object. I want to see what the options are. Hold it right there. We keep talking possibilities, but we have to agree that this photo shows the Steel Samurai. Nowhere in this photo can we see Mr. Will Powers. The defense has a point. I also wonder if someone else not caught on camera could have killed Mr. Hammer. We have to consider that possibility also. Oh, there you go, tisk tisk. Then allow me to remove that doubt from your mind, Your Honor. Will the witness continue her testimony, please? No need to ask twice. Oh no. Is it going to be the same? Oh, continue. The time of poor Hammer's death was 2:30. True? The only person I saw go to the studio before then was Will Powers. No one else went there. If they had, I would have seen them. So, if no one else went to the studio, then it would have to be this Steel Samurai who did it. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Okay. The time of poor Hammer's death was 2:30. That's what the autopsy says. How do you know that? Oh, probably the detective. Didn't I just explain? I gave donuts to that. Yeah, I was like, detective did it. And then, after some rubbish about it being a secret pal, he told me everything. I see Detective Gumshoe shares his fellow officer's fondness for donuts. The only person I saw go to the studio before then was Will Powers. Are you absolutely sure? Oh, quite, Sonny. Nobody suspicious looking passed by after that. Nobody suspicious looking? Right. No one else went there. What about before you got to the guard station? You mean before one? Why, everyone was in the employee area before then. Yeah, we got all 4 of them there. And I locked the main gate so no one could get in. Not to mention, if they had, I would have seen them. How'd you have seen them? Are you sure? The witness has answered the question. Anyone going into the studio had to pass by the witness. That's right, Sonny. You let him have it, edgy boy. Edgy boy? Old Windbag sure has balls. Or, well, you know what I mean. Old Windbag has a way of skipping over important details after all. Or, for that matter, entirely forgetting them. How convenient. Something for you to look forward to, perhaps. The time of poor Hammer's death. Okay, so that's the whole thing. It was 2:30. Yeah, we know that part. The only person I saw was Will Powers. We have so little to work with here. I am not figuring this out. It's like we got the open grate, but there's nothing here that allows me to point that out. The fact that she wasn't up there, there's nothing we can point that out. The fact this is photo number 2 means there was another photo. The only person I saw go to the studio before then was Will Powers. Let's see if I can present this and say this has photo number 2. What happened to photo number 1? Hold on. Look at this photograph one more time. This photo was taken by the camera at the gate for the studio, correct? Yes, sirree, Sonny. So, whenever anyone passes by here, it automatically takes a picture. And here I thought you didn't know your head from a hole in the ground. Right. Anyways, it's also true that the computer in the guard station records all security cam data. Oh, you know, if you wanted to work at the studio, we might have an opening. That very computer printed out this photo. Note that on the back of the photo are printed the words October 15th, photo number 2. Even I know what it means, taken at 2 p.m. on October 15th. Really, Sonny? Actually, I knew that too. The issue here is the bit about the end where it says photo number 2. Photo number 2? The computer only held data for one photo on that day. Don't you think that's odd? Shouldn't this photo be photo number 1 if it was really the only photo? There we go. Now we got to bring it up. Order! Order! Please tell the court what you mean by this, Mr. Wright. Actually, that's what I want to ask the witness. This evidence shows that not 1, but 2 people went to the studio that day. Yet there is only 1 data for one of the photos. Who could have erased the data for the other photo? Only someone with access, the security lady herself. You watch your mouth, whippersnapper. The only person I saw that day was Will Powers. But the camera on the gate fired twice. That means 2 people went by. Well, yes, that's what it would seem to mean. Can the witness explain this to the court? I don't understand these newfangled computer things. Edgy boy, help? Believe me, I want to, but I don't know what this means either. Some help you are. You're a whippersnapper too. Uh-oh, she's thinking. Whippersnapper? Something the matter, Miss Oldbag? Ah, that's right. I just remembered something. Let me guess. Someone else passed by the gate? Someone other than the Steel Samurai? Well, yes, I suppose you could put it that way. I see. Your testimony, please. The other person. Every day after I finish my guard duties, I have one other important job to do. I go through the photos recorded on the security computer and check them. I throw out any photos that aren't suspicious looking. Yeah, well, what about that looks suspicious if he was supposed to go there for rehearsal anyways? Come to think of it, now I remember throwing out one photo that day. Miss Oldbag, this is the first I've heard of this. Well, of course, Sonny. I've only just remembered it. Right. Anyways, Mr. Wright, please begin the cross-examination. Well, I'd say this was a turn for the unexpected, but I kind of expected this. Wow, that was pretty short. How do we know who the other person was? Every day after I finish my guard duties, I have one other important job. Another job? That's right. I check all the people that pass by the main gate that day. I look closely at every one of the photos that the security camera takes. Do you back up all the security camera data? Well, they keep telling me to, yes. But those computers just so frustrating. I throw out any photos that aren't suspicious looking, you see? How exactly do you determine what isn't suspicious looking? Yeah, that's my next question. Oh, you can tell by looking at their faces, for the most part. But for the most part? This is a murder trial, Miss Oldbag. Well, I didn't touch the suspicious looking Will Powers photo, did I? I think she's missing the point. Come to think of it, now I remember throwing out one of the photos that day. Come to think of it, couldn't she think of that a little earlier? Classic old windbag maneuver, Maya. Might be a useful tactic to remember for use in my future career as a windbag. Let's find out more about this erased photo. Okay, but how do I don't really have anything I can press for that, can I? Every day, okay. I go through the photos and check them. Okay. I throw out any photos. I guess we could present the photo again here and ask what's suspicious. That's the only thing I could think of. Oh, I think that one hurt. Witness is clearly faulty, Your Honor. I'm sorry, but I can't see anything faulty. Aw. Unfortunately, I will have to penalize you, Mr. Wright. That's the first time I took a second hit. That aren't suspicious looking. I'm not seeing it. Come to think of it, now I remember throwing out one photo that day. Can I just press? I thought I did press right here. Well, who in the heck was in that photo? Oh, well, there we go. That'd have been easier to do right there. A fanboy. But fanboy? Steel Samurai fanboys. Real freaks, if you ask me. Oh, and they're not suspicious? They get information about the rehearsals from gosh, who knows where. They're always hanging about. One was there that day. Wait a second. Didn't you just say no one else could get in? I locked the main gate so no one else could get in. Those were your words. Well, if you must know, there's a drain that goes into the employee area. Yeah, we saw it. The grate has been loose for a while. It leads outside, and, well, that's where they come in. They come in through the drain. I told you they were freaks. Oh, and? They're kids, children, whippersnappers. Kids? So on the photo that you erased, it was a boy, probably 2nd or 3rd grade. What? Order! Let me get this straight. You saw 2 people pass by the gate on their way to the studio that day. One was the Steel Samurai, dragging his leg. The other was a boy who looked to be about 2nd or 3rd grade. Oh yes, well, we see his type there every day. Can't stop him, can't catch him. A boy in 2nd or 3rd grade? I assume it would be hard, if not impossible, for a young boy to wield the samurai spear. Impossible, I think. It's quite heavy. Right, as I said, I didn't pay him much mind. That's why I raced there. Nick, what's going on? I mean, the boy was there. That makes him a suspect. Yeah, and they're already trying to unsuspect him. This court will take a 5-minute recess. I want the defense and the prosecution to consider this new information. And no forgetting vital information this time. Defendant lobby number 3. Mr. Powers. Yes? Tell me straight. Were you really in your dressing room? You didn't go to the studio? I didn't go to the studio. I was sleeping, honest. So who was the Steel Samurai in that security photo? How should I know? The Steel Samurai costume was off in the corner of the dressing room. Anyone could have walked in and taken it, really. What? You should take better care of that stuff. I couldn't imagine anyone would want to steal a samurai costume. So, where does this leave me? It doesn't look good. Sniff. You're the only likely suspect right now. Nick! What are you going to do? First, we play for more time. We'll start targeting someone else that could conceivably have done this. Right. And it'll take so long to shoot us down that we can get another day. Right. But if we pick the wrong person, we might lose the spot. You don't sound very optimistic. I'm not optimistic at all, actually. Hey, Nick, it's time. Okay, let's go. Oh. What does that mean? Please don't sigh like that. Court will now reconvene for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. Mr. Edgeworth, will you present the prosecution's thought on this matter? The prosecution's thoughts are simple. Nothing has changed. The other person who went to the studio was a boy of roughly 10 years of age. The photo we have may not have been hard evidence, but there is still no one else that could have committed the crime. I call for a verdict of guilty for the defendant, Mr. Will Powers. Very well. Mr. Wright, your thoughts? The defense disagrees with the prosecution's claim. There is another person who could have committed this crime. Order! Interesting. Let us hear who you have in mind. However, be aware that this court does not look kindly on accusing the innocent. If but they just call Will Powers and the previous people, they just call them out like they're guilty, like it's no big deal. Yeah, whatever. If you accuse someone who is obviously innocent, you will be penalized. Right, great. As if stakes weren't high enough. So, who was this person other than Mr. Powers that could have committed murder? The assistant, the grade school boy, the security lady. I'm thinking the assistant is where we got to go with this. Because it has to be somebody shorter than our character. And the security lady seems kind of tall. I know we haven't had like a full shot of her. I guess there was of her in the background while they were fighting, but yeah, the only person I could think of would have to be the assistant. Because the boy wouldn't be old enough to even stand trial. At least I assume he wouldn't be old enough to stand trial anyways. So we're going to go with the assistant. It was the assistant. The steel samurai costume was in his dressing room. She stole it, and in doing so, she became the steel samurai. So you're saying the steel samurai in this picture is really the assistant? That's correct, Your Honor. If you're serious, you've got guts, Mr. Wright. Remember the photo? Wasn't the steel samurai a little lame? He was dragging his foot. Bad feeling time. Remember the testimony concerning Powers' injury? Powers and poor Hammer were at the run-through. Oh, and me? And me. What about the assistant? Oh, her? She was cleaning up backdrops, I think. She didn't know about the Powers ankle. The assistant knew nothing of Mr. Powers' injury. She could look the Steel Samurai look with that costume. But she couldn't walk the Steel Samurai walk. She wouldn't have limped. Ugh. That kind of takes the legs out from under this case. Mr. Wright, I'm afraid I have to penalize you as I warned. Really? Nobody knows the trouble I've seen. May we move on, Mr. Wright? This fight isn't over yet. If you would, Your Honor, one more chance, please. Very well, go ahead. So who was this person other than Mr. Powers that could have committed murder? I don't know what to pick. One thing I liked about the first two cases, it was always, you had to do a little bit of thinking, but it was pretty clear to figure out once you figured out the step or the evidence that was the lie. In this one, I'm finding it very difficult to pick up on like the keywords or the hints or whatever, because I've got a ton of evidence, but I can't, it's not giving me the opportunity to present that. Like when I look at that photo, I can tell it's shorter than the person is supposed to be. But it doesn't look like they're dragging a foot. It looks like they're walking on their knees almost. It's weird, but there's nothing allowing me to present that. So I'm like, okay, well, we presented the photo number 2 instead of photo number 1. And we're told that it was a kid. We can't bring a kid into this. There's no way they would agree to that, but that's the photo that's been deleted. So is that the one I'm supposed to select? Are they setting me up here at the moment so that if I didn't have enough health, I couldn't get through this step? Because they're like, oh, nobody's going to pick the boy first. It'll be the last one they choose. I don't know. They said that he wouldn't be able to carry the spear. Obviously, the kid, the person in the photo is carrying the spear. So I guess we got to go security lady. It was the security lady, Wendy Oldbag. Who? The Steel Samurai is dragging his leg in this picture. That means whoever was in the suit knew about the morning's injury. Maybe because they had been watching the action scene run through. There was only one person other than Powers and Hammer who knew about the injury. The security lady, Oldbag. Okay, I guess that makes sense. Still doesn't look like he's dragging a leg though. I feel like it's showing that the person's too short. What? Whippersnapper! Order! Order! Is this true, Oldbag? Oldbag? That's Miss Oldbag to you. Miss Oldbag was standing guard alone at the gate. She was by herself. In other words, she has no alibi. She could have briefly left her post to steal the Steel Samurai costume. Then slipped into the Studio One, The scene of the murder. Well, why would she go through the trouble of wearing the steel samurai costume? Simple, Your Honor. She knew the camera at the gate would take her picture. If she was in this costume, she could point the finger at Mr. Powers, something else I had already figured out. I see. Excellent deductive reasoning, Mr. Wright. Oh yeah, right here. Sherlock Holmes too, baby. Uh-oh. That's odd. Isn't this the part where Edgeworth pounces? Doesn't he usually jump up with an objection and some new evidence? Well, Mr. Edgeworth, does the prosecution have an opinion on this matter? The prosecution has no meaningful objection at this time. What? What's that supposed to mean? Oh, so you all think I did it. Is that it? Edgy boy, don't just sit there, do something. What's my move? Maybe now's my chance to take this the whole way. Press further, give Granny a break. Let's see what happens if we press. The very same reasoning that makes Mr. Powers a suspect in this case can be used to cast doubt on Miss Oldbag's actions on that day. But why would I do something so horrible to poor Mr. Hammer? You forgot that Mr. Powers lacks a clear motive, too. Indeed. That did it. Now Windbag is one of the suspects. No hard feelings, I hope. Wait just a minute. What about the other person who went to the studio? The boy, the one whose photo I erased. He's only a grade schooler though, as you said. 2nd or 3rd grade, was it? That doesn't matter. When I was his age, I could pin my old man in 10 seconds, tops. Your thoughts, Mr. Wright? That boy is not the killer. What? How can you be so sure? Oh, or is it to be nice to the kids and mean to your elders day? Whippersnapper. I have proof. Proof? Indeed? Then let's see this proof, Mr. Wright. You have proof that shows the boy could not have committed the murder. I guess it would be the spear, right? Your Honor, the murder weapon was the samurai spear. That very spear is shown here in this photo. How could that boy have taken the spear? It's impossible. Yeah, that was the one thing that made me pick the lady. I was like, well, they said that it was too heavy, the boy would be able to lift it. I see. Well, would the witness care to comment on this? Ugh. The windbag, speechless. This has got to be a first. Very well. This court will suspend proceedings on the current trial for today. Mr. Edgeworth, please find out more about your witness, Miss Wendy. What was her name? Something old bag, Your Honor. Then the prosecution will look further into this old bag before we continue. That is all. This court is adjourned. Wow. Wait a second. I'm not going to just sit here while you run off barking up the wrong tree. Me? I'm talking. Uh-oh. Oh, great. Stop the presses. The windbag wants to talk. Miss Oldbag, what is this all about? Have you omitted something from your testimony? Actually, if you must know, there's something I was told not to talk about. Not to talk about? By whom? You mean it wasn't Edgeworth who told you not to talk? Well, testify. Oh my goodness. There's more. My lips were sealed. Global Studios wanted me to keep quiet about something. There were some other people at the studio on the day of the murder. They said they had nothing to do with it, see? So they told me to just pretend they hadn't been at the studio that day. But if you're going to go accusing me, I'm not letting them get away scot-free. Miss Oldbag, this is crucial information. Why did you keep this from the court until now? Ain't you been listening? They told me to shut my trap, and I always do what I'm told. No, this isn't a bad dream, Your Honor. Witness the power of the old bag. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination. Okay. Global Studios wanted me to keep quiet about something. Okay. So, you were told not to talk? That's right, by the studio and the TV bigwigs, no less. Why didn't I hear about this? Don't be too hard on yourself, Sonny. We were all in on it. There were some other people at the studio on the day of the murder. Who were these people? Well, the director, the producer for starters. The director? We should have known something was fishy. How could they have done a run-through of their action scene without a director? Of course. Yes, well, I was surprised no one asked about it. So, where were these people? The director was in the employee area all morning for the run-through. He joined the producer around lunchtime, and they had a meeting after that. Where? Oh, in the Studio 2 trailer. Studio 2? There was a Studio 2. Well, if you look at the guide map, here it is. You go through the gate and all the way to the left. The path where the monkey's head fell over. Well, Mr. Wright, would you like to continue the cross-examination? I think I've already asked all my questions, but... I mean, I don't want to take more damage if there's no more to cross-examine. But am I going to miss out on some information? That's what I'm wondering. Well, it sounds like we need to go back and find these new people, though. Let's go with take a break. Your Honor, we have learned there were others at Global Studios on the day in question. The director and the producer and some bigwigs were all present. Yet, as we stand here, they have not been questioned. I hold that it is impossible to declare a verdict on the defendant, Mr. Powers. The court acknowledges the defendant's point. The prosecution will gather more information about the witness, Miss Oldbag, and more information about these other people we have just been told of. He's not happy. I understand, Your Honor. This ends the day's proceedings in the trial of Mr. Will Powers. That is all. This court is adjourned. Wow. That was a tricky set of trials. They didn't give me a lot to work with, which I knew was going to make it a little tricky. And here I thought it was going to be a shorter experience because I was like, well, we ain't got a lot. But man, they were like the details that they were allowing me to present were not the details that were standing out to me. And I think that's where the disconnect was happening, is if I don't see what they want me to see, it doesn't matter if I see other things that look odd. I don't get to just like pick and choose what I'm going to present. So that's something I'm definitely going to have to keep in mind as we move forward. Thank you so much, Mr. Wright. I was right to ask you to defend me. Oh, really? It's nothing. Grin. Oh, or should I sniff? We'll be going down to the studios to do some more investigating. We have to find out more about this director and producer. They'll be turning up in the next trial as witnesses for certain. So now's my chance to get material for the cross-examination. So Nick, have we figured out just who it was in that steel samurai costume? Could it really have been old Windbag? What do you think, Miss Powers? Mr. Powers? I don't think it was her, really. Neither do I, Nick. Yeah, I know. Look, I was just buying time back there. Someone had to be the bad guy for a bit to take the pressure off Mr. Powers. Poor old Windbag. I feel kind of sorry for her. Well, she wasn't winning any points in there, with or without my accusations. Okay, let's get down to the studios. Right, we'll be back to visit you soon. Thanks. Thanks, guys. All right, there we go. We made it through the next set of trial right there. And man, it was tricky. Because like I said, I was spotting things that I feel like should have been a bigger deal, but it wasn't. And I think what really throws me off too is sometimes, like I mentioned partway through there are times when it feels like you have to reach a point where you have nothing you can present. It's almost like it's giving you an opportunity to take damage. And I don't want to just throw out, objections without actually having an idea of why I'm throwing it out, because otherwise I am just taking a hit. So trying to find that balance between should I really object or should I not, you know, it's definitely a tricky part of the game. It's part of the game, so I get that that's supposed to be tricky. But one thing for sure, if we meet the director and the producer and one of them are short, they're my number one suspect, because to me, it does not look like he's limping. It looks like he's dragging, like the pants on those things are like a foot too long. And I'm convinced that's what's going to turn out to be the big culprit behind this, is that it's going to be somebody short that was wearing it, put on the whole costume, but then they didn't fit the legs. And that's going to be how we find out who it was, is that if it was on Mr. Powers, it would have fit right, but it didn't. Anyways, that's going to be it for this episode. Until next time, continue to be safe out there, and I will see you on the next one.